Who does tea and pepper? That which just sounds
Oh yeah,
shocking to me.
Springsteen.
It was Springsteen.
Yeah,
Like,
he said he puts pepper in water and drinks it, and that helps his voice sometimes when it's getting a little gnarly. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, there's so many little things in all these interviews where I mean, I haven't put all this stuff to use yet. So I'm stoked as the singer of my band to now go out there and have this book for myself, and that I can now learn from everybody. When I was in the process, I was just so laser focused on the process, but now it's like, okay, man, here's the collection of advice. You got to start putting this advice to use. And so you're going to, you get to go through and pick out all these different little things that may work for you and see how they do for you. So the Springsteen's thing about the pepper, we'll see. It works for him.
you're gonna try it. How did
Report
Yeah.
back.
All right? How did you rope in Bruce, and how and what type of? Can we see the dance you did when he said yes?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, it wasn't even a dance as much as it was like a keeling over in prayer to God, just in thanks, just like, oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you, I can't believe it. But one of my best friends, a guy named Dave Rose, who actually shot two of Springsteen's album covers and was his photographer for like 10 years. And so they're incredibly close. And I got to meet Bruce in person when he was on Broadway. Dave called me and said, hey, man, I got you a hotel room and tickets. Get out here. You're going to meet Bruce. And I mean, he's just one of the dearest people in my life, and has been there for St. Jude over the years, just in the most amazing ways. And so I called Dave and I was like, buddy, I need you. And he made a call, and it worked itself out. Yeah, I mean, it took a second, but it worked itself out. I was really lucky.
Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
Ah, all right, yeah, go on, because I'll talk Springsteen.
Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt Springsteen. I know there's more you want to ask about him, but I'll wait.
No, I mean, you should. Well, they always say never meet your idols, and
Right.
was he? Did he deliver, or was it like?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you the coolest thing.
Please do. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
Dave needs
Because
I-
I'll say this. Everybody I interviewed in that book is a hero in some way, shape, or form, no matter what. I mean, it's just, that's why I asked them to be in the book. And they're a hero of mine for many, many reasons, not just the voice. So anytime I interviewed anybody, it was like, I cannot believe this is happening right now. This is insane. But it just kept happening. And I was just like, I'm taking this, I'm going to keep doing it. But with Bruce, obviously huge deal. He's at the top, he's Bruce Springsteen. So not only the voice, but the endurance in his performances and how he can do that night after night after night and seems to be superhuman. So it's a big deal to interview Bruce Springsteen. And I get on the phone with him. We start talking. It's all going good. He's cool. He's laid back. He's not impressed by me, but he's just chilling out. Da, da, da. And then I said, he said, we were talking about his early influences, like from the bar band days. And he goes, oh, there's another guy I love, the guy from the Moby Grape. What was that guy's name? Moby Grape. And then he's like, oh, hold on, this is gonna drive me. Hold on a second, this is gonna drive me crazy. And he like gets off the phone for 2 seconds. He comes back and he's clearly got his computer. And he's like, oh, let's see. Oh, Moby Grape. Let's see. And he's just, now I'm hanging out with Bruce Springsteen while he's just on his computer Googling, looking up who the singer of Moby Grape is.
You're with old man Springsteen, who's looking up, like, who is going on? What's happening?
So it's not like interviewer subject, you're interviewing, you're getting the answer back. It's like, oh, we're hanging out now at home. I mean, it was that kind of thing. And those little intangible things, it's so stupid. Of course, we're all human. Of course, Bruce Springsteen is probably, a dick on some days. You meet him, or moody some days, just like we all are. You know what I mean? It's like they're not they're not superheroes. They're just really people that you admire and are great at what they do. But somehow you lose that and you still idolize them. And when those little human moments happen, they're like amplified somehow. You know, so when I was talking to Tom York and his cat was outside and he's like, oh, hold on, you know, he's like, got to let his cat in. And then he says to his cat, don't just stand there, you know, and then it lets the cat in. And then now the cat's on his lap and he's playing with the cat. And you're like, Tom York's playing with his cat. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird.
They're human.
It's
like so us, stupid. Celebrities.
Yeah, they're just like us. Us Weekly. They got smoothies. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous, but there were definitely little moments like that. I was interviewing Brian Johnson from AC/DC, and at one point he's like, "Hey, man," he's like, "Hold on a second." He's like, "You know, let me call you right back. Let me call you right back." He calls. We've already been on the phone for an hour and a half. He calls me back, and now he's like slurping porridge and talking to me for like the last half an hour of the interview. And he's like slurping, and in between he's answering questions and laughing. And I'm like, this is insane. Brian Johnson eating porridge or whatever he was gulping on. It was just like, you know what I mean? It's just so strange because it feels like you're hanging out with Brian Johnson, which should never happen in a million years. Right. You know, it's great.
Two dudes having lunch.
Yeah, exactly.